Right now on News 12, congestion pricing with a lower toll? Will the new $9 plan get the green light? The MTA's vote will determine what to expect at the Hudson River crossings in a few months.
And we're dealing with three major weather stories: the mild temperatures, the significant rain, and the coldest weather of the season so far is on the way. The complete details are coming up next.
Plus, a massive fire leaves dozens without a home and injures several firefighters. This afternoon, we're hearing from those affected. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Saima Chowdhury. Now we begin with the MTA. The MTA is holding a meeting right now, and commuters in New Jersey may want to pay attention to this. The board is voting on the plan to start up congestion pricing for anyone driving into the city. News 12 New Jersey's Chris Keating has been speaking with those who have to drive from New Jersey to Manhattan for work. He's at a rest area in Union. Chris.
Simon, good afternoon. That congestion pricing plan is actually expected to pass by the MTA board later on this afternoon. We can tell you this is the brand new plan that would see commuters who are driving into Lower Manhattan now paying a $9 fee as opposed to the original $15 fee. Now, during that meeting in New York today, members of the public are getting a chance to speak about the plan, which mandates anyone driving below 60th Street in Manhattan would have to pay the $9 fee. The MTA has pushed the plan as a way to reduce congestion, force people into mass transit, improve air quality, and fund improvements needed on the subway and bus system. Discounts would be offered for low-income commuters and those who drive overnight. But there has been an outpouring of lawsuits against the plan, which was revised recently by New York Governor Kathy Hochul. We've been talking to those in the service industry who have to drive into Manhattan several times a week to actually do work there. Some are telling me they will simply pass on that cost to their customers.
I'll bump up my price a little.
So you make the customer pay for it?
The customer pays for it. And they know that. They know that. You know, I mean, every job you go in the city, I have to charge more for every job because you got to park. It takes time to get from place to place.
And yet here's another expense.
It's another expense.
Now, if congestion pricing goes through as expected, if a board approval goes forward and none of these lawsuits are stopped, we expect to see it start up on January 5th. That's the very latest. Along the Parkway, I'm Chris Keating, News 12 New Jersey.
All right, Chris, thanks so much for that. Well, a devastating fire leaves dozens without a home and several firefighters injured in Newark. News 12 New Jersey's Sarah Good is in front of what's left of those homes, speaking to residents who've lost everything.
I'm here on Seymour Avenue, where a fire Friday night left 3 homes damaged. Now uninhabitable, residents are wondering where to go next.
It was literally like a scene out of a movie. You would never think you would see so many firefighters, or nevertheless a fire so large.
Officials said the fire began at this middle home, which is believed to be abandoned. One family saw the flames from their house next door.
Second to youngest sister, she saw it out of my parents' window.
It erupted fast and they ran out.
We were barefoot and everything like that. I just had my pajamas on, so, you know, people were handing out clothes and giving out their sandals and stuff like that, but otherwise, we came out with nothing.
4 firefighters were injured after a building collapsed. They were taken to University Hospital. All have been released, but the fire captain is still in the hospital. Officials say he is stable and talking. Officials told News 12 everyone inside the homes made it out. 14 families were impacted, 19 adults and 11 children.
At the moment, it's just like, we have to get out because this fire is going and it's going fast.
Neighbors are trying to help, but say nothing will be enough for this loss.
In true transparency, how could you help someone who just lost their home before the holiday? You could get them the clothes and the shoes, but I can't get her a new home. I can't get them a new home, a place they've been living all their lives.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. We've reached out to the city to ask about the abandoned home and what they're doing to help residents. In Newark, I'm Sarah Good, News 12 New Jersey.
All right, thanks, Sarah. Devastating for them. All right, let's bring in Stormwatch team meteorologist John Marshall to talk about today's fire threat this afternoon. John.
Yeah, unfortunately, Simon, the winds are picking up, so that doesn't bode well for any embers that do spark a wildfire, brush fire, because it's going to fan quite rapidly with the wind gust right now, up to 26 miles an hour in Newark, 23 Passaic, 24 in Toms River. So you get the idea. Unfortunately, the winds will be busy throughout the entire afternoon as we continue to monitor that northwesterly flow and then beginning to diminish after about 9 or 10 o'clock once the sun obviously does go down. We do have that fire up through Greenwood Lake in Orange County that's driving some scattered areas of smoke through northeastern Passaic and Bergen counties. So if you do have respiratory problems and you do notice a bit of a smell or the haze outside, you may want to stay indoors if you can throughout the foreseeable future. All right, the fire weather threat for today bumped up the gusts, right? They're at moderate levels. We've talked about that. The ground is very dry and the relative humidities are dry as well, all leading to a fire threat that is on the high side. It just hasn't changed over the last couple of months. What will change? The temperature? Not even that, really. We're going to be in the mid-60s today to upper 60s. Northwesterly winds will die down in North Brunswick and Middlesex County, with temperatures dropping back to around 50. Plenty of high pressure along the East Coast. Back to my west, though, there is an area of rain we're going to begin to develop and watch as it moves towards New Jersey. When will it reach the area? It's finally on the way, Simon. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
That rain much needed as
Yes.
we continue to talk about the wildfires. Because the situation in West Milford is now under control, all eyes shift to the New York side, where firefighters are continuing to fight to contain those flames. Now, this fire burned more than 2,000 acres on the New Jersey side, but the West Milford Fire Department says they are now focused on helping New York stop the spread across the border in Orange County. This is what it looks like in Warwick, New York. You can see the fire on the right, creeping closer to the homes on the left side of your screen. And those living there had voluntary evacuations over the weekend. Schools there remain closed today. Now take a look at these pictures of a brush fire that broke out on Route 280 in Parsippany. This happened just after 4:30 Saturday afternoon, when wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour made the situation worse. It took firefighters from Boonton, East Hanover, Rockaway, Kinnelon, and Pine Brook all to put out this fire. Well, today, Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill announced she's throwing her name into the hat for governor. Sherrill is a former federal prosecutor and Navy helicopter pilot. She has represented the 11th district, that includes parts of Essex, Morris, and Passaic counties, since 2018. Sherrill announcing her run in a video posted to social media earlier today.
In a crisis, the worst thing you can do is freeze. You have to choose to lead, to follow, or get out of the way. So we can either stand aside or we can get to work on New Jersey's future. And I know which one I pick.
Well, she joins the crowded field of Democrats hoping to succeed Governor Phil Murphy. Just take a look at your screen now. 6 Democrats already in the running for that role. And here are the Republican candidates going for governor in 2025. 8 Republicans are running to fill Murphy's spot in Trenton. The election is set to take place next November. Well, some elementary school students in Union County are getting an early look at what higher education is like. Students from Hannah Caldwell Elementary School are back in class, but at Kean University. News 12 New Jersey's Tony Caputo tells us they're adjusting to their new temporary home.
Kean University really stepping up and helping out the students, parents, officials over at Hannah Caldwell Elementary School. You know, it had the issue with mold, so the students were being bused to different schools throughout the district. But there was an open house last night here at Kean. Parents and students came out to take a look at where the students will now be for the remainder of the school year and really get them settled in to this school year and make sure they can continue to learn and not just be thrown around from place to place as the mold remediation continues at the elementary school. We showed you last week that they were being bused from the Boys and Girls Club here in Union. They'll continue to be bused to and from that Boys and Girls Club, but now again, they'll be in the same location here at Kean University through the remainder of the year. During the open house last night, News 12 was there. We had a chance to speak with some parents and get their feelings.
Different, but good.
It makes me feel a little bit more comfortable to see the surroundings.
Sounds like it's a very secure building.
I'm just curious about how the schedule is going to go, especially with gym, lunch, and stuff like that.
You know, what's also great about this is Kean is not charging the school district for use of their facilities. In return, Kean has students who want to be teachers. They've produced many good teachers here in New Jersey over the years, and those teachers will get a chance to be in the classroom. So some real learning experience for the college students as well. So it seems like a really good setup. We'll keep you posted on this and also the remediation at the elementary school. That's the latest from Union. Tony Caputo, News 12, New Jersey.
All right, thanks, Tony. The popular online kids game Roblox is making new rules. We'll talk about the changes and how it'll help parents protect young gamers. And the country's largest budget airline files for bankruptcy. What customers need to know ahead of the busy holiday travel season. Plus, carrots are making dozens of people sick this afternoon following an E. coli outbreak. We'll tell you the stores and brands affected right here in New Jersey. Now take a look at gas prices this morning. Expect to pay an average of $2.89 around the Garden State for a gallon of gas. It's down from last month when we were paying $2.97 and a year ago $3.29.